Before you begin writing in your journal and working in your journal, please make sure that you have these things handy because you will need these in your journal work. You need your journal, a highlighter, 6 small sticky notes. Please make sure that they're the small sticky notes. You can either borrow some of mine, use mine, or if you have your own, you may use your own. Please make sure though that they're the small sticky notes. You need 6 of those. 2 colored pencils, any color, and then scissors and a glue stick. And you may stop the video and go get those things. Make sure you have those things before you continue on with the video. So journal, highlighter, 6 small sticky notes, 2 colored pencils, scissors, and glue stick. In your journal, in the table of contents, on the next line, you need to write the title, the entry for our next unit, and it looks like several things, and we'll call them by 3 different things. One is called numerical expressions, or order of operations. This one will be really common. You'll hear Miss Van Wielden and me use this one a lot. Or PEMDAS, and that's going to be from pages 19 through 22. Again, you may stop the video if you need to make sure that that is on your table of contents. Before we go to page 19, I want to have you just think for a minute or two about this idea of order. Back in our table of contents, I had you write order of operations. We've talked about 4 operations this year. We just got done with our decimal unit with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And this unit we're going to take those operations and we're going to learn about doing them in a certain order. So why do we have order? Why is order important? Well, think about school. Think about your schedule. Think about 5th grade schedule. Why do we have you going to classes in a certain order? Why do we have you doing exploratory or PE in a certain order? And then also the other grades, why do they have a certain order? What would happen if we just didn't follow the order someday? What would happen here at school? Sports, if you're in any kind of sports, especially practice, coaches have athletes doing things in a certain order, or even on the court or the field, things are done in a certain order. Imagine what would happen if they were not done in a certain order. Some of you play an instrument in band, even just something as simple as putting that together in a certain order. Why is that important? What would happen if you didn't put your instrument together in the right order? And one more thing, just think about, what about days of the week, or months, or hours and seconds? What would happen if we all of a sudden decided to say, change the order of the week and go Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday? Or if we change the order of the months? That would cause a lot of confusion. So order is important. We have a lot of order in our lives, and it's important to keep that order. So in this unit, you're going to learn about the order of operations and doing the operations in a certain order. So turn to page 19 in your journal. Many of you have something written on page 17. Some of you may be on page 18. Just please make sure you're on page 19. If you need to, stop the video and get page 19 set up. At the top of page 19, please write this again, like you did in your table of contents: numerical expressions, order of operations, PEMDAS. Please write that at the top. And then your goal, right underneath that on the first line, says I will use parentheses, they look like that, brackets, or braces in numerical expressions to evaluate and solve the expressions with those symbols. You're going to become familiar with words like parentheses, brackets, braces. You will see those used quite a bit in our work in this unit, and you're going to use those to evaluate, solve expressions with those symbols. Please write this goal near the top of page 19. Again, pause the video if you need to make sure that you have all of that written. Or you may rewind the video a little bit, back up a little bit if you need to. Whatever works for you, just make sure, please, that you have the goal written in on page 19. All right. Now here is where you will need the 6 sticky notes. So please make sure you have those 6 sticky notes. And again, at any time during this next part, if you need to stop the video or pause the video, please do that. All right, so on page 19, you're going to be on page 19, right underneath what you just wrote, underneath the goal, you're going to take your first sticky note, put it near the top, and you're going to put the letter P in that sticky note. So write the letter P. And then you're going to take another sticky note and right underneath it, you'll put the second sticky note, and you're going to write an E in that sticky note. Then you're going to take 2 sticky notes and put them underneath the E like that. It splits in the middle there, and you're going to put an M there and a D. And then you're going to take your final 2, your last 2 sticky notes, and you're going to write an A and an S. Okay? So you have the PEMDAS written on those sticky notes just like that. And try to keep them right near the top. Right near the top of page 19 underneath what you wrote, because you're going to write a little bit more underneath there. Then with your pencil, the P stands for parentheses. Okay. You may write that either next to the sticky note, or you can lift the sticky note up and write it underneath. It's a long word, so you'll have to write small, parentheses. The E stands for the word exponents. Exponents. Okay? So again, either write it next to the sticky note there. Again, kind of a longer word, so write small. Or you may lift up the sticky note and put it underneath the sticky note. So we have parentheses, exponents. The M stands for multiplication. So write multiplication there. I'll probably erase that here for you and rewrite that a little better. Again, you can try and write it small underneath the M, or write it to the side like I did, multiplication. The D is division. So we have parentheses, exponents, and then multiplication, division. The A is addition. And the S, subtraction. So parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, or subtraction. All right? So the order, and we'll practice more of these in the next video, but parentheses are always first. Exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Okay? And if you will, please write the word. You might have your two sticky notes. If they're touching, multiplication and division, that's okay. Or if you have a little space, that's okay. Please write the word or in between or over top of your A, S, and your MD. Okay, because it's multiplication or division, and it's addition or subtraction. Okay, whichever comes first, and we will talk about that. We'll do a lot of practice with that. So parentheses, exponents, multiplication or division, addition or subtraction. Again, pause the video if you need to make sure that you have this all written on page 19. Okay? Then underneath at the bottom, there is a saying that we use to help us remember the order of PEMDAS, and I would like you to write this. And that saying is this: please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay? Maybe sounds a little bit like a silly saying, but that is a saying that is used for order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And if you would, with your highlighter, highlight the capital letters there, the first letter of each word. Okay, and you can see PEMDAS there. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Again, stop the video if you need to. All right. Then, we're going to go on to page 20. To page 20. And I'm going to put a blank page in here. All right. And on this page, this is page 20. So page 20, this is, you're going to need a paper from me, and you're going to need scissors and colored pencil. So you're going to need this piece of paper with a big 6 and a 10, and you're going to need 2 colored pencils. So please get those. Pause the video now and then come back when you have this paper, colored pencils, 2 colored pencils, and scissors. Okay, you will color the 6. Okay, you will color the 6, just the 6, not the square at the top. Whatever color you'd like, and then cut the 6 out and around the box. And then you will also do the same thing to the 10. Color in the 10. And then just the 10, and then cut around the box and also around 10. Notice that I left my 1 and 0 together just to make it easier to glue. So color and cut out your 6 and your 10. Pause the video or stop the video until you have that done, please. All right. When you have that colored and cut out, you're going to take your 6 and you're going to glue it, please, glue it to the top, at the top of page 20. So glue it in on page 20. Again, stop the video if you need to. Okay? And when you glue it, okay, don't glue, you're going to fold this square down, okay, you're going to fold this square down, keep it folded down, and when you glue the 6, you'll glue the back of the bottom part of the square so that when it's glued in your journal, you will be able to open the flap, okay? And so that's with the 6, all right? When you have that in your journal, your flap is going to be folded. So it's going to look kind of like that. And I want you to write a 3, okay, on the outside of the flap, a 3 on the outside of the flap. Then you're going to open the flap, all right, so I'll try to show that here. So the flap open, there's this line in the middle. So 6, and with this 3, this is an exponent. We'll label it pretty soon. That means you have 6 times 6 times 6. Okay, you have 3 6's that you're multiplying. So 6 times 6 times 6, that's 36 times 6, 216. Okay? Again, we'll talk a little more about this. Then take your 10, okay, and glue it pretty close underneath the 6 because you have one more thing to put on page 20 again. So here it is with the flap folded. So it looks kind of like that. And you're going to put a 5 in there. So we have 10 to the 5th. This is our exponent. So then when you open up the flap, okay, you're going to write 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. And you can see that I ran out of room. I didn't give myself enough room, but not sure if you can fit that on there. If you have to go off on the paper, that's okay. But 10 to the 5th, 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. We have 5 10s that we're multiplying. Gives us 100,000. Please write that in. Okay. Now with your pencil, draw a line or draw an arrow this way if you have room over here, otherwise this way, but I'm going to do it this way. That big number here on the bottom is called the base number. And this number, the littler one up on top, is called the exponent. Exponent. Same thing here. The 10 is the base, and the 5 in this example is the exponent. Please label those. Please label those. Again, pausing the video if you need to get that written. Base, exponent. Base, exponent. And then, so pause the video now, because you need one more thing from me. You need this piece of paper. So go ahead and pause the video. Come get this piece of paper. When you get this piece of paper, when you come back, please fold it in half. You can fold it in half this way, or you can fold it in half. You can fold it in half either way, just however it's going to fit in your journal better, because I want this on page 20. So either fold it long way or fold it the short way. Okay, either way is fine. And then glue one of the sides so that when you put it in your journal, it'll either open like this, right, or like this. We've done these before. Or like this, or like this, okay? So get that folded and glued in your journal. Again, pause the video if you need to. And then you have one more thing to do on page 20. Okay? I want you to write this. Okay? At the bottom, just this, what I've circled, I want you to write that at the bottom of page 20. I will never, ever multiply the base and exponent together. Okay? And I'm going to highlight that, and I would like you to do that as well. And we will talk later and in class, give some examples of what that means. All right, that's it for this video. The next video will have examples of order of operations, some examples of using PEMDAS. Please make sure again that you have all of this information in your journal, because you won't be able to go on with the assignments until this information is there.